about self-care, and you really did something. So we all in this room have said that at some point. I've heard many women say that today. What do you do for self-care? What do you do to sustain? All of y'all, if you haven't seen these women somewhere in the community, you gotta get out, because they're everywhere. How are you taking care of yourself?
Now what I do is when I get up and my kids leave the house and everything's gone, sometimes I just take a moment to myself. You know, whether it's just to listen to music, whether it's to just breathe, whatever it is, and it's just downtime for me. And on the flip side, I try to travel. And sometimes it's just by myself. Like, I mean, I think somebody commented, God, how many times did you go to Hawaii last year? And I said, I don't think you understand. It was that moment, walking in the ocean, just sitting there for a moment, my palms up in the air, breathing it all in, was a moment for me. It was a reflective moment where I just took some time to take care of me. And so my self-care was just owning a moment to myself, whatever it looks like, right? Like taking and being okay with whether it's a massage. I mean, we used to talk about it. We would take mental health days, and I would charge it to my sick time. Because if I take that day to take care of myself now, I'm not going to be sick later, right? And so I still think of that now. I need time for me. And even if it's just to unplug and be home for the day, whatever that looks like, I'm going to own that moment now. Because I've given a lot to everything and everyone. If I don't take care of me, I'm not going to have anything left to give to anyone. Right?
Talking to God and reaffirming and realigning my purpose, and sometimes it's just crying. It is crying, that release of those emotions. Like I said, if y'all want a playlist, I got a playlist, okay? Because when Zacardi Cortez said, if God, if you won't do it, it just won't be done. Hello, like, yes, punch me in the face, guys. Just let me know you're here. Talk to me, talk to my situation. And so that's my self-care, is talking to God and praying about it.
I love that. Cry it out. That's just that. You get in the car, you do that, you just cry it out.
Sometimes I feel like I'm like, I need a good cry right now.
That's it.
I need a good cry. And I'm
Cry it out. Who hasn't cried so far? It's only
Beautiful lady in a white shirt here with some beautiful curly hair. And she's sitting here with her elbows on the table like, I know you're not talking about me. Her name is Tiffany Daniel. And she is my Iyama, Fix My Life. One of the things that she helped me to understand is to create boulder items. A boulder item is something that cannot be moved under any circumstances. And you build your schedule, you build your life around those things. So what has become a boulder item for me is I give myself enough time to get up in the morning. And I do exactly that. I pray, I read my word, I do my affirmations, I sing, sometimes I cry, sometimes I write, but I give myself time for me, because once you open up that door, you know that the life starts. I don't sleep with my phone by the bed anymore. I make sure that I put it all the way in the bathroom, and I don't go to it first thing in the morning. That's self-care, baby. Because as soon as you open up that phone, you know it's going to be about 15 things for you to do. All right. Another thing, really quickly, is I decided to do something that I was kind of like what Arika was talking about earlier. I felt the exact same sentiment that she said for many years about losing weight. I've always prided myself on being a juicy girl. Had a whole brand about t-shirts and everything. You know, I love some t-shirts. And I love being a plus size woman. And I still love being a plus size woman. I like being a cute big girl. They're like, where you get that from? That's me, right? But my health, it wasn't where it needed to be. I was tired, and I lacked the discipline at the time. I needed a tool to help me to get started. We get started on taking care of ourselves, and then something happens, and then somebody needs this and somebody needs that. And before you know it, here we are back at square one, looking at ourselves crazy and feeling worse than we were before. So I decided to get the gastric sleeve on November 20th, and it has absolutely changed my life. What I love about it is it makes me be disciplined. Now, it's a tool. You don't do right, you gain your weight back. But what it does is it makes me eat. It makes me drink my water. It makes me plan my day. I start with a trainer, me and Trisha actually together, on Monday. And it's pushing me out of my comfort zone. I think that the discipline and then giving myself the grace of, you know what, I'm just going to clear my schedule because today is not the day. And I just feel like laying down, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. I know that everybody, like we have a 9 to 5, they may not always be what you can do, but if you are an entrepreneur, and if you feel like today is not the day, understand that if you go into that office or your business and you're not feeling it, your clients are gonna feel that too. So when often it's necessary for you to take that self-care day to preserve your business.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you do work for someone, it's called sick time.
Amen. PTO.
PTO.
Prepare the others.
And prepare the other things.
Hair studio. I've never heard of that. An innovator. So what do you do for self-care?
I think that self-care is about finding the balance between discipline and giving yourself grace. Because both of those things can be self-care, right? When we think about discipline, working out, I don't know, but it's good for me, and it is self-care, even if I don't enjoy it. Some people enjoy it, I don't enjoy it. But and the same thing with eating a healthful diet, right? Sometimes we jump to, well, I'm gonna eat this piece of cake because it feels like self-care, because it's going to make me feel good. And sometimes that is true. But also eating healthfully is self-care. So it's about finding that balance between discipline and giving yourself grace. And self-care for me looks like, gosh, so many things. I own a yoga studio. So obviously I do yoga. I practice yoga, breath work, spirituality is very, very big for me. And that's the emphasis on my studio. It's not just yoga classes, and that's what sets my studio apart from others. We offer very spiritually forward classes and opportunities to practice self-care. And I think that sometimes you have to force yourself, right? Like, you say you're going to do it, and it ends up being the last thing on your to-do list that never happens. And you just have to do it. You just have to force it. You have to just put it at the top of your list, put everything else to the side, and even if it's for 5 minutes, do the thing that is going to give you peace, because you will show up better after.